3 days later, I got a frantic message from Tasha on WhatsApp.
What the hell, Alex? The credit card isn't working. We're stuck in this dump and the hotel's threatening to kick us out.
Didn't you tag me in that Paris post? Didn't you say I paid for the trip? Looks like you used the wrong card, sis.
We were gonna pay you back.
No, you weren't. Blocked. Then came Dad. Alex, this is your father. You're being childish. We're in a foreign country. You think I forgot all those times you called me a leech? Time to learn how it feels. Blocked. Mom didn't call, probably too ashamed or too prideful, but I watched it all unfold. The selfies stopped. Tasha posted a blurry photo of some rundown motel with the caption, "WTF is this place?" They begged online for urgent help, but nobody donated. They had to get jobs. In France, Dad washed dishes in a dingy restaurant. Mom swept a bakery at 6 a.m. Tasha braided tourists' hair in the street for tips. Then, the cherry on top. They missed their rebooked flight, thanks to a train delay they couldn't afford to bypass, and got rerouted on a nightmare standby route through Turkey. But something went wrong. Really wrong. They always treated me like I was just visiting, like I didn't belong, like I was the unwanted draft that kept sneaking in through the door they never fully closed. I'm Alex, 23 years old, quiet, polite, average-paying IT job. The invisible child in a family that never once called me son, with love in their voice. I spent my entire childhood watching them shine a spotlight on Tasha, while I stood in the dark, clapping for her, unnoticed. Tasha was the golden one, the precious daughter, the miracle. While I got hand-me-downs from cousins, she got designer shoes on her 7th birthday. I asked for a bike once, just a plain one from Walmart. Mom told me we couldn't afford it. That same week, Tasha got a pink glitter-covered iPad because she did so well on her spelling test. Dad took her out for daddy-daughter dinners at fancy restaurants. My birthdays? Usually forgotten. Once, they gave me a Happy Meal toy and said it was just symbolic. She got to go to dance camp. I got to mow the lawn. If she made a mistake, it was brushed off. She's just a kid. But when I spilled juice at 12, I got grounded for a week and called ungrateful. By the time I was 17, they had forced me to take on 2 jobs. I started saving every penny I could, and even then, I was expected to contribute to the household expenses. By the time I turned 18, they couldn't wait to push me out. They wanted the room for Tasha's walk-in closet. I slept in my car for a week before I found someone on Craigslist looking for a roommate, and still, I never cut them off. I don't know why. Some pathetic hope that maybe, someday, they'd love me back. Last month, I found out just how deep their entitlement went. It was a Monday. I logged into my bank app to check if my paycheck cleared, and froze. $3,194 missing. I called the bank. The transactions appear to be authorized, sir. International charges, airline tickets, hotels, restaurants. Then I saw the photos. On Instagram, on Facebook, on Tasha's TikTok. They were in Paris. Mom, Dad, and Tasha sipping cocktails on a rooftop bar. Captioned, "Family vacation. Deserve this thanks to our son." My name tagged. They didn't ask, didn't call, didn't even leave me a damn voicemail. They just took my card and ran. I sat on my couch, breathing heavily, staring at their grinning faces. And I laughed. Not the kind of laugh that says you're okay. The kind that says you've been pushed too far, and now you're about to do something wicked. I called the bank. I need to cancel and report all my cards stolen. Everyone, right now. Yes, sir. We'll lock everything immediately. Then I filed a fraud report and contacted the airlines. I gave them all the information I had. When I found out they had a return flight from Charles de Gaulle on the 14th, I told the airline those were fraudulent charges too. I got them canceled. I didn't just want my money back. I wanted them stranded. Before I did it, before I made the call to cancel the cards, I hesitated. Not because I doubted what they did. No. That part was crystal clear. But because for a second, I saw my own reflection in the darkened screen of my phone and thought, am I becoming them? Petty, cold, vengeful. Then I remembered. I was 10. I had just won first place in the regional spelling bee. I came home clutching that shiny medal like it was the world's approval in medal form. I ran inside, grinning, hoping someone would say they were proud. But Tasha had spilled grape juice on her stupid white dress that day.
Do you think this is the time to brag?
Go help your sister clean up. She's upset. He took the medal off me and dropped it on the kitchen counter like it was trash. No one even asked what word I won on. That night, I sat in the bathroom, lights off, holding that medal in my hands like it was evidence of a crime. No, I wasn't like them. I had every right to light the match. But then, just when I thought they couldn't sink lower, the bank called again. Sir, your family is claiming you gave them permission for the charges. They've submitted screenshots, text messages from someone with your number. Fake texts from a spoofed number. They tried to frame me for their theft. I almost laughed. They could post their Eiffel Tower selfies all they wanted, but they just declared war. And I've been preparing for this moment my entire life. 3 days later, I got a frantic message from Tasha on WhatsApp.
What the hell, Alex? The credit card isn't working. We're stuck in this dump and the hotel's threatening to kick us out.
Didn't you tag me in that Paris post? Didn't you say I paid for the trip? Looks like you used the wrong card, sis.
We were gonna pay you back.
No, you weren't. Blocked. Then came Dad. Alex, this is your father. You're being childish. We're in a foreign country. You think I forgot all those times you called me a leech? Time to learn how it feels. Blocked. Mom didn't call, probably too ashamed or too prideful, but I watched it all unfold. The selfies stopped. Tasha posted a blurry photo of some rundown motel with the caption, "WTF is this place?" They begged online for urgent help, but nobody donated. They had to get jobs. In France, Dad washed dishes in a dingy restaurant. Mom swept a bakery at 6 a.m. Tasha braided tourists' hair in the street for tips. Then, the cherry on top. They missed their rebooked flight, thanks to a train delay they couldn't afford to bypass, and got rerouted on a nightmare standby route through Turkey. But something went wrong. Really wrong. Some visa or document issue. I never found out the full story. All I know is they were held up and ended up in Afghanistan. That was the part I didn't plan. Apparently, some cheap airline rerouted them due to overbookings, and the only available outbound flight at the lowest cost landed in Kabul before connecting elsewhere. They got stuck there. For a week. American citizens. In Afghanistan. They had no working phones, no money, no embassy access for days. They slept on airport floors, bathed in airport sinks. They traded jewelry for food. And for 6 horrifying hours in the middle of that nightmare, they disappeared. Tasha later posted a shaky, whispered TikTok recounting it.
We were taken by a group of men outside the terminal, said they were security, blindfolded us, put us in the back of a van. They thought we were CIA or something. Spies!
They were interrogated, tied to chairs in a dim room, lights shining in their faces. Demanded to confess they were agents. Dad begged. Mom cried hysterically. Tasha wet herself. They were released hours later, dirty and shaken, after their captors realized they were just broke, clueless tourists. Eventually, they scraped together enough to get back to the US through multiple reroutes, 6 different flights, sleeping in terminals, eating scraps. And when they got home, everything had fallen apart. The car was towed. They had unpaid airport parking fees. Their electricity had been cut off. Their jobs had already replaced them. Human resources had seen the fraud reports. No explanations accepted. They came to my door, ragged, gaunt, sunburnt, defeated.
Please, Alex, we made a mistake.
You've made your point. We're back now.
We lost everything.
I opened the door, looked them over. Mom in wrinkled clothes. Dad looking 20 years older. Tasha's nails chipped and broken. There's a cleaning company 2 blocks away hiring minimum wage. You said that was beneath you, right? They didn't answer. Funny, you never thought of me once. Now you need me? I closed the door. Now, they clean houses. Rich people's houses. I found out from a former coworker that they scrub toilets and mop marble floors while being barked at by the kind of people they used to pretend they were. They still haven't paid me back. But I don't want the money anymore. I already got what I needed. People say, don't get even, move on. But I say this. Sometimes, when someone burns you over and over, it's not healing you need, it's fire. So I lit the match and watched them burn. Thanks for watching.